we're back. So it is Siege weekend, and a mystery seller reached out to me just before the event started, asking if I was interested in one of their Holy Grail items that they were getting rid of out of their collection to add to mine. Now, my challenge was to take certain items out of my collection and see if I could either sell them or trade them at the event so I can build up the funds I needed to get this said Grail item. So, am I able to pull this off at Siege, or is it just not going to be within my grasp? Well, let's find out. Okay, so the items I was looking to off were the Fire Emblem 30th Anniversary Collector's Edition for the Switch. Now, this is the one that had the original NES game translated into English as a downloadable code, as well as a bunch of special edition content. Additionally, I was looking to off the Octopath Traveler Wayfarer's Edition's special edition contents. So the game and soundtrack CD were not in there, but rather the nice pop-up book and a few other knickknacks here and there. Additionally, I brought 4 Sega Saturn games with me, and with all this combined, I really think that I could actually hit that mark of getting the Grail item I need without spending a dime out of my own pocket. So, here we go. So first up, we walk in, and the first person I go to see if they'd be interested in a deal with these Switch titles was Retro Rick. So, Retro Rick mentioned to me that collector's editions have been harder items for him to move in his store, and based on the price I was asking for both of these items, he respectfully turned down the offer, but did state that they are really cool items. Alright, so, no go on that, but we're not done yet. Let's keep going around and see who else could possibly be our potential buyer. Okay, so Retro Rick was a no-go, but you know what? I did appreciate his honesty on why he doesn't get special editions as much, and I don't blame him. The fact that he owns his own game store, I wouldn't want him sitting on inventory for too long if he feels like he can't sell it. So the next person I ran into to see if he'd be interested was Caleb, aka Phoenix Resale. And here's what his thoughts were on the idea.
Classic collector's edition.
So, this one's still sealed.
Okay.
This one does not have the game,
Yeah.
but it's the main book itself. Apparently that's actually been going for money itself.
Okay.
I'm just curious if this is something that could potentially intrigue you.
Gotcha. The special edition possibly.
Okay.
The book not as much.
Okay.
But I don't know. It's possible that other vendors would offer more than I can. I'm not sure.
That's fair.
But yeah, later on, if you still have it, I'm happy to take a look.
Okay, sounds good.
Cool. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Again, was somewhat interested, but not fully there, not fully convinced. And again, I don't blame him. I get it. These are items that you have to really think about if you can actually sell off to other people. So now I'm going around the convention hall trying to make a deal with any vendors or see if any vendors are interested in the items, just to see if there's any prospect to me pulling this off. Now, a lot of the vendors naturally wanted it more for trade rather than for cash, but I was explaining to them why I needed the cash for this, and while they very much understood, I can also understand that they were, again, hesitant to throw cash up front at the beginning of a con. So, after walking around for a solid hour or so, I really noticed that maybe now is not the right time to try to off these items. So instead of carrying these boxes with me, I put them away in the truck, and I figured let me just try again at a later time in the day. Now, returning back into the convention, it was time to check out some booths and try to snag some games. Alright, so I just picked up 2 GameCube games. One is A Series of Unfortunate Events, and the other one is actually ESPN International Winter Sports, which I've talked about numerous times on my channel. However, this one's not for me. Instead, I'm actually going to surprise Mort from Mort's Garage for this, because I just spoke to him earlier about it, and he said that this is actually one game he was looking forward to trying to find because of a video of me covering the game. So let's go find them and give it to him. I didn't find Animal Crossing, but I found something else for you. Oh! How much? That is yours, my friend. Hey!
It's like a kid on Christmas morning.
You know, the GameCube galaxy sometimes takes you to another galaxy in your heart. And that's just what happened right now. Thank you, Marcelo.
You got it. Enjoy it.
How cool. That's awesome.
And that is complete.
Wow. So he recommends this on his channel, and I'm like, I don't need any more game. No, I could get that one too. Like that, because he's so good at selling these games. Marcello has this calming, soothing voice, unlike my tinny, trebly voice that grates on the ears. And Marcello's like, he's like a dulcet tone that just warms the soul. So thank you, this is great.
You got it, man. Enjoy it.
Awesome, appreciate it.
In terms of booths, there was no shortage of vendors at SEGE. Much like last year, they are stocked with awesome vendors, lots of great stuff. I gotta give a shout out to a few people here. Retro Beard, this man does phenomenal lightbox signs. They're all custom made. He even added new items to his table this year, like coasters based on consoles and characters, as well as these custom cassette tape holders that you can actually put a Switch game into. And for this one, he had The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. If you are interested in his stuff, definitely go check him out on Instagram. I will leave a link for the description down below that takes you right to his page. Again, please check out his stuff. He really does amazing work and is honestly just a genuine awesome person as well. Next up, I have to give a shout out to my GameCube brother Matt, aka RetroWolf88, who was actually vending at SEGE this year, and I gotta say, his booth was a banger. He was selling a ton of games for well under price charting, well under eBay prices, and it wasn't just games. He had controllers, consoles, action figures. The figures and statues and all that were just top tier. The fact that he was able to vend and video this convention is just on another level. And honestly, his booth though was just one I kept returning to, and I bought a few things from. Additionally, my good friends over at Bonfire Games were there as well, whom I actually had the pleasure to do deals with back at Really Rad Weekend, and it was great getting to catch up with them and talk to them a bit. These guys are awesome. They have a great inventory, great pricing, just great people overall. The last booth I want to highlight was the Game Dungeons booth, who makes custom GameCube consoles, and I mean, look at these. Look at how amazing these look. You have designs like The Legend of Zelda, or Metal Gear Solid, or this over here, which is basically a Super Nintendo called the Super GameCube in terms of its color variant. Ultimately, his custom consoles are on another level, and I would love to see a GameCube Galaxy console customized by him, and I am actually going to talk to him about that, so stay tuned for that. We'll see if we can make that happen.
We found some peeps. What's up, Mort, Jen, Scott from Retro Rivals? What's up? How's it going?
I still haven't spent any money yet, so
Well, you start throwing some cash. Just let it make it rain.
Take it out, you throw it in the air, and then all your gaming dreams come true.
Is that how it works? So if I just throw something out of my pocket, can I get Cubivore just by throwing lint out of my pocket?
I think.
I think so.
Marcello, have you played Cubivore before?
I have played it a bit, yes.
Give me like the 2-second review really quick.
It's only garbage.
It is the weirdest game ever.
Yeah, and
That's all I can say. It is the weirdest. Here, actually, this game is. I have no words for prices, although that's him lowering it. But this is the weirdest game you will ever play.
Yeah.
I've actually covered this on an episode of GameCube exclusives, and even when I played it, as weird as it is, I was oddly addicted to it.
yes, it's a great game.
That's all I can say.
It's a great game.
It is.
All right. Marcello, what'd you just get, brother?
So, we just got X-Men Mutant Apocalypse and Power Rangers for the SNES. Both are childhood games for me. And now with that Analog Super NT, these are 2 games I can finally add to my collection.
Nice.
Now, let's revisit the selling aspect. Before heading to the first panel that I could get a chance to get to, I went to go touch base with my good friend Saturn Steve, another phenomenal content creator that has just started their YouTube journey, and you have to check out his channel. Another one I will leave a link for in the description down below. So Saturn Steve, much like his name insinuates, is looking to add games to his Saturn library.
Everybody knows that Saturn games are hard to find, even at conventions like this where people bring so much stuff. There just aren't that many left, and if there are, people aren't parting them out of their collection. So, my good buddy Marcello here, Mr. GameCube Galaxy himself, it's a galactic brotherhood. That's what it is.
Yeah.
GameCube Galaxy, the Saturn's part of a galaxy that the GameCube is in.
It is. And both were underrated consoles.
That's true. In their time, didn't sell well, didn't do well.
So,
and now they're stupid expensive to collect for, and here we are.
They knocked it out of the stratosphere. I had to.
What the hell is that?
So, the games that I sold to Steve were Virtual Highglide, Clockwork Knight, Shinobi Legions, and Burning Rangers. Now, there's a catch with Burning Rangers.
This is actually a reproduction of it.
Yep.
So, roast me all you want. I don't care. I'm not paying Burning Rangers price.
With the sale complete, I now have some funds to put toward that Grail item I'm hunting for. After I sold the games to Saturn Steve, I still had to find a way to off the Fire Emblem and Octopath Wayfarer's editions to get the funds I needed to get this Grail item. The mystery seller did reach out a few times asking how it was going with the sales, because I did tell her that I was actually in the process of doing this because I felt like it'd be an exciting way to actually obtain this item. As I updated her on the scenario, she actually ended up telling me, you know what? I will take those items if I can use it for trade here in the convention hall, and this way I will give you the item in return. So, she was okay with the funds that I was currently at, plus just taking the items as opposed to me walking around trying to sell it, and honestly, I think that works out great. I was psyched. Upon agreeing on that deal, which took me on cloud 9, because at this point I'm like, great, I'm finally gonna get that Grail item, and it's all through either trade or selling, perfect. But now, at this point, I had to get to the panel room, I had to get ready for the Nintendo's Believe It or Not panel that I was part of, alongside Retro Wolf 88 and Retro Gaming Pandemic, in which we showcased oddities within our Nintendo collection. Not necessarily games, but rather promo items, shirts, body wash.
Okay, this is a weird one, alright? That is not a Game Boy. That is body wash shaped like a...
I don't want it anymore.
No, dude. It hasn't been used, Marcello.
Oh, okay, good.
Yes.
I don't want it anymore. At Circuit City, funny enough, sticking with that.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, Circuit City. They actually had a promotional album of artists that did music for this CD, and it's called Born to Play. This is sealed, but I'm gonna actually just unwrap it in front of you guys so that we can actually
see. Sorry, Wada.
It was a blast. It was a lot of fun. The turnout was great, and I cannot thank everyone enough for being a part of that panel. If you're interested in checking out the full panel, stay tuned. I am looking to upload that very soon. I'm just currently trying to clean up some of the audio, but that will be up and live on the channel soon. Now, when the panel wrapped up, well, here's the deal that I did. All right, so after a long day going around the con, trying to sell these items, it was almost a no-go. Until finally, actually, something kind of changed. So I spoke with the mystery seller, and we came down to a deal where she will actually be acquiring these, as well as me utilizing the funds I received from Saturn Steve when I sold him my stuff for a Grail item. So, mystery seller?
It's me!
So Samantha Azira is the mystery seller, and if you haven't checked out her channel yet, definitely go do so. She does some really fun content, and she has a really cool game room you guys have to check out. So yeah, let's see what game I'm gonna get out of this. Samantha, so I know we discussed this. You said you were okay with taking these,
Yes.
and then the remaining balance.
Yes.
This was also part of it.
It was. I get to try Prime on the Switch now.
And for what game?
Yeah.
So that is awesome. I'm actually holding Gotcha Force. This is insane.
I really wanted it to go to a good home. I needed it. It's more important for me for collectors who are actually going to appreciate the items to get things, because I'm not much of a reseller, so I needed this to be in your hands.
I appreciate that, and like I said, this is, as soon as I get home, honestly, this is going right in a retro protection case. Yeah, and I thought about it. I'm like, I wish I had one with me because I would like it protected now, but I'm probably just gonna wrap bubble wrap all around it at this point.
I wrapped it up in a rag.
But there it is, Gotcha Force, finally in my collection. Samantha, thank you so much for this. This is amazing, and I promise you this will be in a very good home with all the other games.
I'm so glad.
So thank you.
So my mind was blown, right? Here is Gotcha Force in my hands, complete in box. This is a game I've been looking to get for a long time now. Moving on, I was now able to go into the con, and I felt like, okay, now I can start looking for other items I wanted to add to my collection, because I pulled off this crazy trade / selling journey to get this item. Now, I was heading to the console conflict panel at 4 p.m. that my good friend Kevin from Game On Network was hosting, alongside my good friends Saturn Steve and Matt Furman from Retro Gaming Pandemic.
Enter a world where gamers unite, with controllers held ready to ignite. A green hue surround, a symbol so bold, a console's tale that's widely told.
So it'll be Microsoft?
That is correct!
Now, as I'm getting ready to go on stage for the panel, Samantha messages me stating that there's no game in the Octopath Traveler Wayfarer's Edition that I gave her to use for trade. I thought I told her that there was no game with this, and it's possible that there could have been some miscommunication, and I did feel bad, so I ended up giving her $100 back, and I took that edition back, which now means that I actually now paid for a bit of Gotcha Force, and that was not the intent of my challenge I was trying to complete. So now here I am stuck with this special edition that I really wanted to get rid of and make it a wash. Now, day one is wrapping up, and here I am still holding Octopath Traveler Wayfarer's Edition in my hand, and just bummed out that I couldn't find a way to get rid of this. So, the con ended, and then this happened. So, RetroWolf88's childhood friend Chris came in clutch by stating how much he actually really wanted that edition. And I felt like just the fact that he did that, I was like, you know what, dude, I'm throwing in the game and the soundtrack CD, I'll mail it up to you. And it ended up just being a perfect wash. And because of that, well, here is my copy of Gotcha Force that I did not spend a dime to get technically at this convention. It is complete, and I am very, very excited that I pulled this off. But it meant more to her that I went to a good home, and I promise you, Samantha, that this is going to a good home. This is definitely going to be taken care of alongside every other GameCube game or game in this room. This is not going anywhere. I will take good care of this. So I'm psyched. I'm really, really psyched I got this. So thank you all again for watching this video. Thank you to Austin again for having me be a special guest at the event. It was an honor. Thank you to all the amazing content creators I got to meet out there. Thank you to all the fans that stopped me out on the show floor for getting to chat with me. All of that means far more than you know. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you all in the next episode.